All right, so a follow-up on the spectral view. I have made some progress. After I made the other video, I went back and watched Mike Russell's video again. I went into the preferences and I started making some changes and tweaks to get it to look more like what I needed it to look like. So the first thing that I did, the default value on my computer here, and this is on the Windows machine. I do the editing on my Windows machine. So the default view looked a lot like this. There was a lot of the scatter there. That's background noise. I haven't run in S1. So based on some of the things that he stated, I went in and made some changes, and he didn't really have any set values. And I think these values will have to be adjusted for everybody. So the first thing that I figured was that I didn't need 140 decibels. So I played around with it, and I finally came up with leaving it at 116 decibels. And I may lower that later on. It just depends. I left the spectral resolution at 32. When I increased it, it really kind of worked against me there. And I left everything else the same. I didn't change the windowing function. There are several types here. Okay, so the hunt for clicks. I have two files open here. The first one here is the one I was working with XClick, and I was able to reduce the size of this click right here just a little bit. You can see it right there if I zoom in. This is the click right here. And there were a couple more right here. So XClick reduced it by about 50%. It didn't eliminate it. And I really want the clicks to go away. So I played around with the settings for the spectral view, came up with the 116 decibel and the 32 for the resolution. And now I know I've got a click right here. So let me play that.
What does it mean?
Right at the word does.
What does it?
And that's pretty distinct. So I know that this right here is a click, so I can park it right on there. My problem was that up until now I haven't been able to identify them by sight. So now I can go in.
What does it?
Right here's the click. The click is this thin line right here, this vertical line. That's what Alex was showing last week in the tech webinar. I had never been able to see those lines like that. So now I'm going to do an experiment. I have the auto heal selected, and I know that that's the click right there, or pretty sure it is. So I'm going to increase the size. I'm using the right bracket to increase the size just a little bit. I don't want to get over into these other areas because I want to repair a click. I don't want to destroy anything else. So I'm going to hold down the Shift key, and that allows me to pull this down in a straight line. And I'm going to pull down to about there. All right.
But what does it mean?
Ah, the click is gone. All right, so let me play that.
What does it mean? What does it mean?
Now there's another sound in there.
But what does it mean?
I'll work on it next.
But what does it mean?
Yeah, I got a squeak now.
What does it mean? But what does it?
Yeah, got a squeak. I can't get them all at once. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and undo that. All right, now I've got another file here that had a click in it.
Samples I've used so far.
Right there, it's so, and that one's really distinct.
Used so far.
But this is embedded right in the word itself.
Samples I've used so far.
So that was always really difficult for me to try to take out. That surgical precision just wasn't there. So now I'm going to mark this. It's about right in here. Bring up the spectral display.
Samples I've used so far.
And there's that thin vertical line right there. Get right on that.
Used so far are...
Click's gone. Let me undo that. Undo auto heal.
So far. used so far.
and then redo it.
Used so far.
Ah. This is a breakthrough for me. I've worked about 3 years on trying to figure out how to do this.
Used so far.
Oh, it's beautiful. So I have a lot of those. Now, when I'm recording right now, I'll go over my settings. Most of the stuff that I'm recording right now is for video, so I'm doing it at 48 kilohertz mono. I've been using 32 float. The last recording, this recording here, was actually done with a 24-bit depth. That didn't really increase the number of clicks. I know if the settings are off in here, the hardware can't keep up with it, and it will produce a lot more clicks. This file that I'm playing was actually recorded on my Mac, and it's a lot cleaner than anything I've gotten off my Windows machine. Just too much junk on Windows running in the background that produced some really weird stuff, and it wasn't anything that was related to the interface. It wasn't related to the settings here. It was Windows. That has been eliminated. 4824 is what that was recorded at. I can switch back to 32 float. For some projects that were voice only, I did 44.1. I either did 32 float or 16-bit. I experimented with that. And the clicks still appear. I don't know whether the clicks are being produced by my mouth or what. I had the distinct impression the last time I was recording that I was audibly hearing the clicks, so I don't know where they're coming from. But now I can track them down and I can get rid of them. So this is a breakthrough. This is just massive for me. So great. So Spectral View is coming into view better and better and better for me. I'm going to do some more experimentation with it on actually cleaning up some of the stuff. I have other noises that need to be cleaned up. But now that I know that I can reset things and make certain things more visible, that'll give me a lot more control. Alrighty, so I'm going click hunting.